Hi and hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another planty video. Thank you so much for joining me for my Hoya Collection 2025. We are doing it. This is gonna be a big one because I have over 60 Hoya, which is crazy. I don't know how many I had last year, but I feel like it was less than that. I'll put the number here on the screen after I check, but I feel like the collection just continues to grow. Like I cannot be stopped. But I have so many wonderful Hoya to share with you today. And I did go ahead and rank them again. I think that this is going to be my third year of ranking my Hoya collection. And I know for a fact things have changed in regards to where things fall on my list, but also just my collection has changed because I got rid of some Hoyas, I brought some new Hoyas in. So I think it's going to be really fun to show all these off to you and to talk about them. Now, what I do for my new Hoyas that I've gotten in the last few months, I don't really rank those ones. I just put them at the end of my list. So those are going to be the ones that I go over first because I'm going to go from least favorite to most favorite. But the new ones are just at the end of the list because I don't know how I feel about them yet. I haven't had them long enough to assign them an official ranking. So yeah, we're gonna start with my newest ones and then work our way from least favorite to the top faves of my collection. It got really hard once we got into like the 20s. I feel like, yeah, the top 20 was really hard for me. So I can't wait to show them all off to you. Don't forget to like this video if you like seeing collection videos like this, and leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, hear which one is your favorite from my collection or from your collection. I love chatting about Hoyas and finding new ones to look up and stuff like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's start with, I think, number 62. I'm hoping I didn't miss anyone in my collection, but I counted 62, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah, I was really fighting for my life trying to rank these, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Okay, so we're gonna start with some of my Hoya that I hauled from Plant Haven, Toronto a couple of months ago. I did end up potting these up the other day, so they're all in Molly's Aroid mix now. That's my favorite, like, chunky mix for my Hoya. So I'm feeling really good that these are all potted up and I'm excited to see them start growing. Okay, so the first one is Hoya exilis, and I don't really have too much to say because this one has not even put out a new leaf for me yet. So I'm unfamiliar with it, but I'm really excited to see it start growing. I feel like it always is fun to see those first new leaves come in on new Hoya because I don't know, the process of watching Hoya leaves come in is just really satisfying. I love seeing if they're gonna be super dark and just what they're gonna look like as they come in. This is a thinner leafed Hoya. It has dark foliage, as you can see, which is stunning. I have it on a little trellis and it's currently growing under my Barina grow lights on the Vitro shelf. So we'll see how this one does. Okay, next we have Hoya brassii, which actually looks a little bit similar to the exilis, but this has larger leaves, but a similar shape and a similar tone. It has this beautiful dark green color to it. Again, I have not seen this one grow for me yet, so I'm really curious. This one actually does have some like light veining, which is nice as well. So yeah, I'll be really curious to see. There we go. I don't know if the camera will, you know, show the details here, but I will be really excited to see new leaves coming on this. After that, we have Hoya Surprise, and this one actually has given me a new leaf, which is really exciting. So it's right here. It is still soft and expanding. So Hoya Surprise is a hybrid between Hoya Dakie and Hoya Chicken Farm. I used to have a chicken farm and I loved it very much, so I'm really excited to have this hybrid in my collection. I love the funky leaves. It has the Finlaysonii-esque venation, but a more unique leaf shape. They're almost like kind of square, which I guess is from the Dakie. I feel like that one has that type of leaf shape. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I love just like a dark veiny Hoya like this. So yeah, it seems to be doing well so far. And I love that it's called Hoya Surprise. Like, that's so cute. Okay, so next we have a couple of fun silver varieties that I'm actually really excited about. So this one is Hoya lambii silver, and it has not given me a new leaf yet. I want to make sure we're focusing here. There we go. It has not given me a new leaf yet. So again, oh my gosh, did it unfocus? It's trying to focus on me. I have not gotten a new leaf on this one yet, but like I said, potted it up, gave it a trellis, so my fingers are crossed, but it's just so stunning with the silver markings on it. I love that this has that kind of like crusty look to it with the silver. I think that it's gorgeous. I've never grown Hoya lambii before, but I feel like the silver just adds a little extra spice to it that I'm really into. And then we have Hoya forbesii silver, which again, I've never grown Hoya forbesii, so I'm really excited to be adding the silver variety into my collection specifically because it just adds something just a little extra, you know what I mean? This one is very like minty looking, I would say, whereas the other one looks more like splashy silveriness or like silvery variegation. Again, no new leaves. Oh, we do actually have a tiny baby leaf coming in here. You're not gonna really be able to see, I don't think, but I'm gonna be keeping my eye on that. Hopefully that will come to fruition because it'll be really cool to see what it looks like. But this looks like it could give a really nice like pillowy looking leaf. So we will see how this one grows for me. It's kind of fun to be documenting these ones right now in this video, and then we can compare to, you know, when I do this video again next year and see how much they've grown. All of the ones that I just showed you have been living on the visitor shelf under the Barina grow lights. I have 5 more newer ones to show you. Another one from Plant Haven Toronto that's also been living under the Barina grow lights is my Hoya incrassata outer variegated, and this one actually has been trying to give me a new leaf here, but I think that I damaged it when I potted this up, so it's probably not going to come in very nicely. I can just tell that it's all like banged up, but it is working on another new leaf here. And this had a really great root system. They all had great healthy roots, but this one had a lot of roots, which is why it's in this bigger pot. So I suspect that this one is just going to take off for me. So yeah, so far it's doing really well. Okay, an exciting newbie to my collection is Hoya carrii with a C, which is the velvety looking Hoya. It almost looks like little anthurium leaves, but it's a Hoya. And this one is rooting for me in sphagnum moss here. It's actually rooted. I can see healthy roots, and it is pushing out a new vine. So I'm gonna be potting this up soon, and I'm really excited. Maybe I'll take this off to show you actually, so that we can remember what she looked like when she was small like this. See, it's just a really dark leaf, and then if you can see the new vine that's coming out off to that side there. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one to start getting established. It's such a cool Hoya. That has been rooting under Barina lights, as well as my Hoya curtisii, which again is doing well. It's actually pushing out new vines and starting to grow for me, so that's really exciting. I'm pretty sure that this has good roots as well, I would assume. Yeah, I can see them. So this is going to be potted up soon, as well as the carrii. Such a cute trailing Hoya that I'm excited to have added back into my collection recently. Next, we have one that I'm sure is just gonna shoot up in the rankings. Like I said, these are only at the end because they're new, but this is my Hoya polyneura inner variegated. This has been happily living under my Soltech Grove light and is doing really well. These 2 leaves are new since I received it. I received it as a 2-leaf cut, or 2-leaf cutting, and it's doing great. I see fresh roots here in the mollies mix. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see this one grow. I'm a huge Hoya polyneura fan. You will see my other ones later in the video, but yeah, so excited to have brought this one into my collection this year. Next, we have Hoya sarawak. This is a really large leafed Hoya. I've always admired this one in other people's collections, but I've never tried to grow it myself. So I'm really excited to try my hand at this one. This has been living on my south window, and not too much is happening yet. I find that large leaf Hoyas can be incredibly slow, so I'm not surprised that I'm not seeing new growth yet, but I will be really excited when I do, and I can't wait to update y'all on this one as she grows. Okay, so I think that that was my newest ones. I get so stressed that I'm missing plants, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm trying my best here. So we are moving to number 52, and I'm not going to say the numbers for all of them. You'll just see the numbers on the screen where they're falling in the ranking. But coming in hot at number 52, we have Hoya leucantha, who is a beautiful Hoya, but I just find it really hard to grow. It is a very thin-leafed, sensitive Hoya in my experience. It does not like too much light, it will burn, and it also is very prone to losing leaves. It's unfortunate that I've struggled with this one so much because it is a really beautiful Hoya when it's doing well, and the new leaves can come out a really beautiful sun-stressed orangey color. But yeah, I have just had such a hard time with this one to the point of me considering kicking it out of the collection because I don't know, I don't have much patience anymore. But yeah, it is too bad. And this one does have pretty flowers as well. It's never flowered for me, but I don't know, maybe I'll keep trying with it for a while. This lives under my Barina lights. Again, I have a lot of Hoyas living under my Barina lights, but yeah, I don't know. It also needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It has a lot of naked vines just from dropping so many leaves. So yeah, I should try to tame this one again soon. Okay, after that we have Hoya Bella, which is actually one of my favorite Hoyas, but she is so far down on the list because, I mean, look at her. She's been having a tough year. I used to have a big, this is the inner variegated variety, by the way. I used to have a big pot of this and it was stunning. It was actually a mixed pot, so I had inner variegated, outer variegated, and I think just some plain green, but I decided it got infested with mealies, so I decided to chop it all up, and then I only really kept the inner variegated for myself because it's the my favorite of the different types of variegation, but it just isn't really doing much. I put it into leca hoping that that would be a great medium for it because this is a really thirsty Hoya. But it's just not doing amazing. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer and see. It looks like she does actually have some healthy roots, like when I look in here. So I'm gonna wait and see if she perks up and starts growing for me. But yeah, she's having a tough time. This has been living on my south window, and yeah, I've gotten a couple of small new leaves here, but nothing too crazy. So I'm just kind of watching and waiting for this one. But I do love Hoya Bella so much. So I always want to have at least one variety in my collection. So hopefully this one starts doing better. Okay, next, another really pretty Hoya that has just been not doing the best, and that is my Hoya campanulata. If you're a regular viewer, you may have seen me struggling with this one over the past like 2 years. This is such a gorgeous Hoya. Like, the leaves are stunning. I love the cascading growth pattern. It has a similar growth pattern to like Hoya polyneura, but it's just really sensitive to underwatering. It will try to croak on you if it is at all underwatered, so I have to stay very on top of keeping this one moist. And yeah, that's kind of been my struggle with her. But the leaves are so pretty, and this puts out big bell-shaped blooms, so I just keep trying with this one. I actually have 3 different plants of this right now, which is kind of crazy. Ones that I have doubles of, I'm just going to be showing like the best one. But yeah, I guess I'm just trying to have multiple chances with this one, so I have allowed multiples to be in the collection. But yeah, beautiful plant. I just find it really, really difficult. And this has kind of lived in multiple different places. It's lived under my Rousseau lights, under my Barina lights. It's currently on my wooden plant shelf that gets both natural light and Sansi grow bulb light. So yeah, I don't know. She's been moving around. I'm trying to figure her out here. I'm trying to remember to say what type of light these are grown under, or if they have been living in cabinet conditions for each of them, so you can have a bit of an idea. Okay, next we have Hoya cumingiana, outer variegated. And I really do love this plant. I actually have doubles of this one as well, but my other one is living on the south window and it's really bleached. It's definitely too much light for it, so I need to find a different spot for that one. But this is, actually this is quite new, but I guess it wasn't grouped with the new ones because I have the other one as well. This one is just, it's representing the plant because this one looks nicer. It's not as bleached as the other one. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one in a bit lower light to try to keep some of the dark green, because I like how the darker green looks in contrast with the variegation. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying some different lighting situations for this one. Right now, this is just sitting on top of my Millsbo Tall IKEA greenhouse. And getting natural light. So we're gonna see how it does with that. But yeah, I really love this Hoya. I really want to grow this out big enough so that it will flower for me. So yeah, I want to have a big bushy pot of this and just see it thriving. So that is the goal. I think that it's gorgeous and it has really cute like star looking flowers as well. So yeah, if this could flower for me one day, that would be amazing. And I also do like the variegation on this. Like I think the variegated variety is really pretty. They look like mini ficus leaves to me. So if you are looking for a cute small leaved Hoya, check this one out. Next, we have this cutie little Hoya soidaoensis. This one lives in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet under a Plant Spectrum 16 light. And it does well in there, except for I tend to underwater this, unfortunately. I think just because that cabinet, like my Millsbo Tall cabinet, it dries out really quickly because it gets warm and it has pretty intense fans in there. So I think that in combination with a small pot like this, it just dries out really quickly. So this definitely hasn't been growing to its full potential, but I need to get it in a setup where it can maybe retain a little bit more moisture and start growing for me, because yeah, it hasn't grown a lot, but I think that that is on me. This has cute flowers, so yeah, I need to focus on growing this out a little bit more. No complaints, it's a really cute Hoya. It's just I need to try harder to grow it. Okay, next we have Hoya sulawesiana, which is one of my top wish list Hoya. Unfortunately ranking quite low on this list because I've had a lot of trouble growing it. It just doesn't seem to want to grow for me. However, I have had this living on a south window, and somebody told me recently to move it into less light because it might like that better. So I think I'm gonna find a new spot for this where it's not getting blasted with so much light. But yeah, I don't know, I have changed the medium, like I've repotted this into the nice mollies mix. It has good roots coming in, but it just doesn't seem to want to put leaves out for me, and I've checked for pests and everything, so I don't know. We're just kind of figuring her out still, but hopefully one day this plant will be big and beautiful because it's just such an incredible Hoya. I love the like leathery looking leaves. Mine obviously doesn't look the best, but it is just so unique. So yeah, I dream of this looking really impressive someday. Hopefully it will. Okay, next we have actually another Hoya that I've struggled with. It seems to be doing better now than it was last year, but this is my Hoya buotii, and it's a pretty plain Hoya when it comes to foliage. It's like a pretty thin, just like literally, this is probably the most plain actually in terms of foliage. Try to get it to focus, but like it is literally just a plain green leaf. Not really much to write home about, but this has really cool blooms, so that's why I wanted this one, was for the flowers. This was just climbing the grid. It lives in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and I had to detach it, and now it's just kind of doesn't know what to do, so don't mind her looking like this right now. But yeah, I don't know, it has been growing a lot lately, putting out a ton of new leaves, so we'll see. But I did have to cut this completely back and grow it out from cuttings, I think because it had scale. And then, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I think it had scale, so I cut it back, restarted it, and then it had some weird fungal thing, and I had to cut it back again. So we've had a bit of a journey, but oh yeah, it has healthy roots. So this actually might need to be repotted soon, and maybe I'll take cuttings and fill this out a little bit. But yeah, Hoya buotii, hopefully one day it flowers for me like I want it to. Okay, next we have Hoya caudata silver, which is actually a plant that I really love, but it's just been having a bit of a rough year, which is why it is, you know, not further up on the list. it just hasn't been growing the best for me, but I did recently repot it, so I'm hoping that it not drying out as much is going to be helpful. We shall see, but it is stunning. This lives in my south window and it has some gorgeous sun dressing on it. I love a crusty, dusty looking leaf. I really do. So I could see this becoming one of my favorites eventually, especially if it flowers for me, because I've always wanted a Hoya caudata bloom, but I've never had one flower for me, even though I've had a couple of different ones. So we'll see if that ever happens for me, but it is really, really stunning. And I hope that it starts to just give me some really nice leaves and not grow as funky as it has been, so that I can just, you know, gush over it. So yeah, that is this one. Stunning. Next, we have Hoya serpens silver. I love Hoya serpens, so it's really exciting to be trying to grow out a silvery variety. Now, this one has been repotted recently and it's kind of settling in, so it's not looking its best. And I'm also trying to trellis this for the first time. I don't know if I'm going to keep it on this trellis. We're going to kind of see how it goes. I do have the regular green Hoya serpens as well, and that one is trailing beautifully, so I might switch this to trailing, but I've just had to take the opportunity to use this snake trellis for a Hoya serpens. So yeah, it looks like it is rooting in here, so that is good. I'm just gonna have to, oh yeah, and it was living in the cabinet like its whole life, and when I repotted it, I moved it out to the south window, so it is adjusting to different lighting conditions as well. So we're gonna just give her some time to adapt, but I'll try to give you a close-up on her leaves. I don't know if you can see anything, but she does have beautiful silver splashing, so yeah, love her so much. And then we have this big gal here, Hoya vanviengiensis, something like that. This is a Hoya that was so high on my wish list, and I got it last year, I think. Yeah, last fall, so I've had this for almost a year. Is that right? I think so. And I don't know why this one just has not been looking great over the past several months. At the end of last year, it looked stunning. It was so dark and beautiful, but something happened and it got pale on me, and it just hasn't really regained its darkness again. And one of the reasons that I really wanted this Hoya was because of the beautiful dark green leaves. Try to show you. Oh my gosh, the sun is coming out. My nemesis. Yeah, so she still looks okay, but she just has a more pale color. So like, I don't know, is it a fertilizer issue? Is it a lighting issue? I'm not really sure, but this was living under Barina lights, and I recently moved it to my wooden plant shelf where it gets some natural light as well as Sansi grow bulbs, which are really intense. So we'll see if she starts looking better for me. But I love the, I don't even know what to call these, like, I guess venation, like the indentation, the like 3D-ness of the leaf. Do you know what I mean? All the divots on it, like, it just looks so cool. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of this Hoya, and I hope that mine starts to look a little bit healthier. I probably will cut this and fill out the pot a little bit more too, and maybe repot it. Maybe it could use a fresh mix. Oh yeah, she does have a lot of roots in here. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I love her so much though, so hopefully next year she will be looking a little better and ranking a little bit higher in the collection. Okay, I just had to flip us around here because the sun is chasing me away. All right, next on the list is Hoya patella, which is this stunning Hoya right here. I actually really like this one. It has dark fuzzy leaves, very soft and fuzzy, and the new leaves are so cute coming in because they're fuzzy, and it's just a really easygoing plant for me. Honestly, I feel like it took a minute for it to get going, but now it is going, and I really love watching the new leaves come in. They come in with almost like an orangey tint to them as well, and then they harden off to the darker green color. This lives under Barina grow lights, and it's also in pond, so it's very low maintenance, and yeah, it's just such a fun, easygoing Hoya to grow. This is the pink flower variety, so I hope that it will flower for me one day. But yeah, just super cute and super chill. Love that. Okay, so next we have Hoya parviflora Splash, I think. Hoya parviflora Splash. Now, I was drawn to this one. Well, I was actually originally drawn to this one for the flowers. I thought that they were really cute. And this is when I was really on a bender of buying Hoyas just for the flowers. But then I saw that it also had cute dark foliage with beautiful little speckles. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. So yeah, she's been growing pretty easily. This was living in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet for a while it got established. But now it lives just out in regular room conditions, a couple feet from a south window. So for part of the year, it doesn't really get any direct light, but for part of the year, it does get some direct light. So now we're going into, as we get closer to fall, more sunlight is coming into the home because the sun is lower in the sky. So now it is starting to get a little bit of direct light, which is really nice. And yeah, it's cute. Look at this big, massive leaf on her. I love this one so much. So I'll be curious to see if she gives me any more big honkers like that. Really pretty though. So yeah, and she just kind of minds her own business, honestly. Really low maintenance Hoya for me. Okay, I'm editing right now. It's the next day, but I realized that I missed one because of course I did. I knew it was bound to happen. Justice for Hoya noona. You know what? I actually forgot. I always forget this Hoya. I don't know why, but I remember after I got this batch of Hoya, I was making a reel showing off my new plants, and I forgot to include Hoya noona, so I'm always just popping in and being like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Hoya noona, but I do really love her. She's so cute, and she has flowered for me before, and she has a juicy peduncle right there, so it looks like I'm gonna get more flowers sometime soon. This has actually flowered twice for me, and I haven't even had her for that long. Well, it's probably been like a year or something like that, but yeah, she's pretty understated foliage wise, but she's super easygoing. She gives cute yellow flowers, and I honestly really enjoy her. So yeah, Hoya noona. All right, coming in at number 40, we have Hoya thomsonii. I do not know what color because this has never flowered for me before. My fingers are crossed for pink, but I'm starting to think that this thing will never flower for me because it's been years now, and it's such a lush plant, but yeah, just doesn't want to flower for me. So I don't know. This lives on my Vitsto shelf under my Barina lights, and I've had other Hoyas flower under my Barina lights before, so I'm hesitant to think that it's because of the lights, but I could try moving this to natural light, maybe somewhere close to my south windows, and see if that gets this going. But I've just been appreciating the foliage in the meantime because it does have really cute dark foliage. And it's fuzzy, so that's one of the main things that drew me to this plant. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Could probably use a bigger trellis because this circle trellis is getting so full and like weighed down with foliage now. Like there's a lot of leaves on this thing. So yeah, overall I love Hoya thomsonii. I just wish that it would flower for me. Hopefully it does one day. Stay tuned to find out. Okay, next we have Hoya wayetii variegated, and this is a stunning plant, and I think that this is going to continue to crawl up my list here. It's just not super, I don't know, I feel like this has the potential to look a lot better and be a lot more full. It just dries out so quickly. I need to transfer it out of this slotted pot because I think there's just too much airflow with the fans and everything. This does live in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet right behind me here, and like I said, the plants in there tend to dry out really quickly, so having this style of pot doesn't really help. I probably could just take this out of the cabinet, honestly. I think it would be fine. But yeah, this is a gorgeous plant because it gets beautiful sun stressing. Like look at that pink on the variegation there. It is just so gorgeous. I find that when it gets underwater, the leaves come in like funky like this. See how it's like a tacoing? So it is one that I want to get on a better watering routine and everything, but it's just gorgeous. I love Hoya wayetii in general, so having this variegated one is really nice, and I'm excited to continue to watch it grow and hopefully flower one day because I love wayetii flowers. Okay, next we have a plant that is not looking her best. This is Hoya chinghungensis, and this is such a stunning Hoya. I do really like this one. It's just, I don't know, it's been suffering from a little bit of neglect, to be completely honest. I'm gonna give it a nice thorough watering after this, but this lives in my bathroom now, which definitely isn't the best spot for plants to be cared for well, so maybe I'll move her back out. But she had mealy bugs really badly, which I think is why I stuck her in there, because I was just like, you know what, if you're gonna be infested, then you can just come and live in here and be the only plant in here. And then that just kind of turned into a neglect situation. So I do need to maybe go in, maybe take some cuttings and prune her a little bit and get her back on track. But yeah, this is obviously a small leafed Hoya. This was in a north facing window and it does fine. I think that this is one that you can get away with low light. And I've even had this flower before, not in the north window. I think it's a little too cool there. But I used to have this just on my calyx shelf, which is in the middle of our dining / living area. And it's several feet away from the south window. So I consider like the far end of it to be lower light or like low light. And it flowered there, which is really cool. And I think that most Hoyas wouldn't flower with that little of light, but this one did. And the flowers look like Hoya bella flowers, so they're really cute. And I also just love the pattern that the leaves grow in. Like it has a really just kind of like organized, you know how some leaves just look like, I don't know, they're just satisfying the way that they grow. This definitely has that. So yeah, I do need to get her back on track here, but here she is. Glow up coming in hot. Next we have Hoya minibelle Splash, which is another just gorgeous Hoya. The leaves on this one are so pretty with the silver. Oh my goodness, I just love them so much. This one lives on my Visto shelf under Barina lights and it does really well. This actually did almost flower for me this year, but they blasted, they didn't end up opening, which is too bad, but it had a peduncle and it looked like, you know, it was in the beginning stages of forming blooms. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't end up flowering for me, which is too bad because this is a Hoya that I do really look forward to flowers on, but it does have gorgeous foliage, so I just appreciate that in the meantime. I'm actually probably going to cut this up eventually because I would love to kind of isolate some of the silver and try to get more silver because it is reverting a little bit. So I might do that soon. But yeah, it is just a gorgeous Hoya, so I love her. And I love Hoyas that have the contrast of a dark green with silver. I think that that is just so pretty, and this one definitely has that. She's quite dark. Next we have Hoya clemensiorum, which is a large leaf Hoya and definitely one of the Hoyas in my collection that I'm most excited to see grow. It recently just lost its original, like really massive, if you saw me unbox this, it was a while ago. I've had this for many months now, but when I unboxed it, it had this just incredibly large leaf on it, and it just lost that recently, but it did give me a new leaf. Let me try to get that out towards the front right there. It's not as big as the original leaf was, but it looks really nice, and I'm hoping that this will start to grow maybe a little bit faster for me. Like I said, large leaf Hoyas can be slower growers, and that's definitely been the case with this one. This is the only leaf it's given me so far, and I had to wait several months for it to even put out this one for me. So yeah, I'm hoping that now that it's getting a little bit more settled in, hopefully it will perhaps pick up the pace a little bit. We shall see. But yeah, Hoya clemensiorum is just like a classic, really large, crusty looking Hoya, really like veiny. And yeah, I can't wait to watch mine continue to grow. She's down to 2 leaves now, so hopefully we'll get another one soon. Oh, and I did move this one into my south window recently also, so maybe it will appreciate the extra light there. Okay, number 35, we have Hoya hypolasia, which is a stunning dark leafed Hoya. It is a thick leaf. It is very textured. It's hairy, but it also has some stunning venation. This is a Hoya that was really high up on my wish list, and I was so happy when I got it last fall. It is just absolutely beautiful. However, I've had a bit of a tough time getting it growing. It's grown a little bit for me, but it just, I don't know. I haven't fully figured this one out yet. It is happily rooted in pon, but I guess I'm still trying to figure out maybe the lighting situation. It was living on my Vitjo shelf under the Barinas. I've recently moved it to natural light, so we're gonna see how that goes. This also did get attacked by aphids. It did have some new leaves and I cut them off because the aphids got them, which was really annoying. I do see a fresh vine coming in though, so I'm hoping that this is gonna start looking really great because it has the potential to be like an all-time favorite Hoya of mine. So we will see how things go. But yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love it so, so much. And I'm hoping for the best. Next on my list, we have Hoya verticillata Splash, which kind of seems like a bit of a basic Hoya, but something about it I just really love, especially when it's putting out new leaves. They come in so dark and they're just really satisfying to watch expand. So yeah, I've really enjoyed growing this one out. Ooh, we got lots of water in here. I'm just gonna empty this. These leaves at the top are quite new. They're still a little bit dark and the splash is just so beautiful in this one. This is a newer leaf down here as well, so it's still just a little bit darker. But yeah, I don't know, I just love watching the new leaves come in. This is just a really easygoing Hoya, I find. Like, it doesn't demand much. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of basic, but it also just is starting to feel like a staple in my collection. This one was living on the Vitjo shelf under Barinas, but I have recently moved it to the south window, the upper south window, so it's getting a ton of light now, and I'm gonna see how it enjoys that. But yeah, it's very just easy peasy, kind of hangs out and looks cute, so love that. Okay, next we have Hoya Silver Dollar, which is a Hoya that I didn't know I was gonna be so obsessed with until I received this one. But it's kind of one of those Hoyas that I didn't know I needed until I got it. It really is just such a beautiful silver Hoya. I love that the leaves can get really big. I think mine has been getting a little bit too much light lately. I had heard that these really loved light, so I was like, oh, perfect. I put it in my south window, and I think it is maybe a little too harsh for it because some of the leaves are staying really small, and they're getting quite sun stressed, but not really in like a cute way. They look like they're getting sun stressed in kind of just a damaged looking way. So I think I'm gonna try to find the sweet spot for this when it comes to lighting, where it's not too harsh, but it's still getting lots of light. And I did recently add a second plant into here because I got another Silver Dollar from Plant Haven. Oh yeah, I should have turned this around to show you. It sits on my window with the leaves facing outside, but I want to see the cute pot, so that's why it's backwards in the pot. But I received a second Silver Dollar from Plant Haven Toronto, and I recently potted it into this pot, so now I have an extra plant growing in here, and I'm excited for this to fill out. This also has really cute squishy looking blooms. Yeah, I'm just a really big fan of this Hoya. I think that it's great. I feel like I'm still just trying to figure it out, and that is why it hasn't ranked higher, but we're on our way to figuring out lighting conditions and everything with this one. Okay, next, one of the prettiest Hoya in my collection, if I do say so. Hoya Nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost. Now this is one of my favorite Hoyas. It just loves to try to croak on me, which is why it is at number 32 on the list. But just the coloring and the way that the leaves lay and how mine is growing like a shrub, everything about it I just love so much. But yeah, this I find can be sensitive to underwatering. Oh, you guys, oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're gonna have to repot her soon. No, that's not good, because I'm probably gonna have to cut off like all of those roots if I don't want to cut up the pot, which I don't really want to. Anywho, yeah, it's just a gorgeous plant. It also can put out gorgeous blooms. Mine's never flowered for me before, but I love the sun stressing, the like lavender coloring. It's just stunning. Like, what the heck? It's a perfect Hoya in my opinion, if it didn't try to croak on me. It's actually been doing better lately, so maybe I should have put it higher up on the list. But yeah, I don't know. I love it so much. I have killed one of these in the past though, so sometimes not the easiest Hoya. Okay, next we have a really big one, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's huge. This is my Hoya wayetii. It is in a wally grow planter. This lives on my wall under a Soltec Highland track grow light. And yeah, it is absolutely turbocharged. Such a big plant. This is very heavy. And I love Hoya wayetii so much. This is also one of my favorite Hoyas in my collection. I especially love the flowers on this one. And last year, this Hoya was in my top, I don't know which number it came in at, maybe even top 5, well, top 10 for sure, I think, because it bloomed for me multiple times and it was just so stunning. Now I moved it to the plant wall because I thought, you know, I think it's really going to appreciate the grow light, and it does. It's been growing like crazy, but I think because the temperature is lower in there, it has not flowered for me this year, which is a bummer. So that's why it's not further up on the list this year, because it just hasn't been her best year flowering wise. It is interesting to see how much heat affects Hoya flowering. I feel like it is the heat, like obviously they need light as well, but I feel like it really is the heat that gives them that boost and really encourages them to flower, for a lot of them at least. So yeah, but she's still looking gorgeous, tons of foliage, and she's been living her best life foliage wise over there. So yeah, I really did think that she would flower, but I guess it's just not warm enough for her maybe to want to do that. Okay, coming in at number 30 is my Hoya Mathilde, just my regular green one that I grow in a bit lower of light, so it stays this nice dark green color. But she's quite long. She's very beautiful. This is a Hoya that I've had for many years now, and she actually flowered for the very first time this year, which I know, can't believe it. I think because I gave her a little bit more light than usual, because I moved her from just like lower natural light conditions to being under my Barina grow lights. So yeah, I think that she really liked that, and it encouraged her to put out her first bloom, which was very exciting. So yeah, it's just such a beautiful plant. I feel like this is such a classic. And every Hoya collector needs a Mathilde because they're just so cutie and they're so easygoing. There's a lot of different ones now as well. Well, maybe a lot is an exaggeration, but there's, you know, the silver variety. There's now variegated ones, which are really cool. This is a hybrid between Hoya carnosa and Hoya serpens. So you get a bit of a rounder leaf from the serpens, but you get just a very vigorous, hardy plant from the carnosa. So yeah, really great Hoya. I love this one so much, and I will probably always keep it in my collection. Okay, next we have this little cutie. This is my Hoya maniparensis, also called the butterfly Hoya because of the leaves. This has a really unique leaf. It reminds me of a staghorn fern, like the texture of it, I don't know, it just, that's what it reminds me of. But yeah, this is a really cool Hoya because it's very different. However, the one thing that I'm not obsessed with about this Hoya is the flowers, and it's unfortunate because this thing is in flower all the time. It's literally in, like, has multiple, I can't see what you are seeing, but it has a lot of flowers on it right now, but they're just not they're not very showy. They're kind of ugly flowers, which is too bad because if this thing had a really cute, juicy looking flower on it, that would just, oh, that would be amazing. But it doesn't. It just has these weirdo, like, I don't know. They're just weird little flowers that aren't really colorful, aren't really anything. But you know what? It's okay. This is still a cute plant and it has unique foliage, so that kind of makes up for it, I suppose. And it's just been working for me perfectly in this little planter, even though I don't have any drainage holes or anything. It's been in here for a while and it's doing great. So yeah, can't complain about that. Okay, and then we have Hoya camphorifolia, and I know that this was also one of my favorites of last year, and she's fallen down in the rankings a little bit, and that is because her flowers have been so annoying. She has put out, I'm not kidding, probably between 50 and 100 flowers this year, but have I really gotten to appreciate any of them? No, because they either open for like half a second or they don't fully open at all. Like this one just opened yesterday, but look at it already. Like the flowers aren't even fully open. They're already like looking like they're ready to die off. It is the weirdest thing. It is so annoying. So it just creates a big mess because the flowers just like do nothing and then they fall off, and there's so many of them. I just pruned aggressively because I moved this plant to my Vitsto shelf. It used to be living in my south window. I've just moved her to the Vitsto shelf a little while ago, and I cut off, like she had so many vines coming out, and I just cleaned them all up and I took off a lot of flowers. But yeah, I don't know, it's a bummer because I was really excited about the pink flowers on this, but I just haven't been able to appreciate them. I do really love the foliage. I think that this is a really pretty, like, elegant looking Hoya, the way that the leaves all drape. I think it's gorgeous, so I do still really love it, but I did buy it for the flowers. So yeah, I mean, luckily I just broke off a new leaf. That's so annoying. Luckily I did end up loving the foliage more than I thought I was going to, but still the flower thing has just been, I don't know, it's been driving me crazy because I've never had that happen before with the Hoya. So maybe a different location will help her. I don't really know what she needs. It's so bizarre, but yeah, Hoya camphorifolia. Okay, next we have another one that is not looking her best, but I feel like she is going to be a very immaculate looking Hoya one day. I just need to figure it out. So this is Hoya Collection or curtisii or whatever it is, silver. This is a really popular Hoya. I always see gorgeous ones on Instagram, which obviously made me want to have one because they're just so pretty. But mine, well, I think that I had it getting too much light because it has been doing better since I pulled it back. It was in the south window, that was way too much. I have been growing it under my Barinas. I just recently moved it, but it's only been moved for a few days, so it's mostly been grown under the Barinas to get these like decent leaves up at the top. Let me try to take this off the water reservoir, then I can tilt it a little bit so you can see the leaves at the top. So it does have some pretty growth up there, as you can see. So I know that I can have this looking good if I keep figuring out the care. But yeah, the leaves are just so pretty on this one. It's a very thin leafed Hoya, so I do find it to be quite like delicate in terms of you can't let it dry out too much, and you just kind of have to be on top of her a little bit more than some of the thicker leafed ones. But yeah, I don't know, I love her so much, so I am committed to figuring out how to care for her well. But yeah, just such a stunning Hoya, and we are on a journey to sort things out here. Okay, next we have a Hoya that I think is really underrated. This is Hoya Lima Silver, and I never see anybody post about this one or talk about this one, and I find that to be so strange because it's just gorgeous and it's so easygoing. Like, this Hoya has never caused me any issues, and the shape of it has this like round oval shape. It is super silver, it's just, I don't know, it's just a stunning Hoya. I have multiple peduncles, but it's never actually pushed any flowers out for me. But hopefully one day it will. But yeah, I don't know, it's just such a gorgeous Hoya, and it honestly surprises me that this isn't in more people's collections. I don't really know what that's about, but add it to your list if you're looking for silver Hoya, because she is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we are entering the top 25. Coming in at number 25 is Hoya Kentiana Lori Lynn, which is a beautiful variegated Hoya. I really love this one. I think the variegation is so stunning. Again, we have a beautiful combination of dark green and the cream color. This lives in my Millsbow tall cabinet, and it gets light from the Plant Spectrum 16 lights in there. This one has been really slow growing for me, but I think it's because it's drying out too much, and it's just not getting watered. It's getting watered enough to keep it healthy, but not to really boost the growth, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it's just, this cabinet is an issue with drying out, so that's a me thing. But yeah, this is just such a beautiful Hoya, and the leaves just look so smooth. Like, something about it, it's just, it looks almost fake. It's so perfect looking. So yeah, I really do love this one, and I hope to get it to grow out a little bit more. And then we have Hoya lacunosa inner variegated, which again is a beautiful variegated Hoya. Same thing, has the dark green, the light variegation, and the pink sun stressing, which is so pretty. Oh my goodness, yeah, I love this Hoya a lot. And again, it dries out a little bit too much, so yeah, I hope to get this growing a little bit more. I mean, it's looking stunning. Like, I don't even mind these ones being small because they're just so pretty. But yeah, I should sneak in just a little extra bit of water to really get these guys going. That one lives in the cabinet as well. Next, we have Hoya Lei. This one lives on my south-facing window. However, I do think that light is a little bit intense for it, so I might swap this out with a different one to try to give it a little bit lower light conditions, because the leaves, I mean, it's healthy, it's doing well, but I think the leaves are just getting like a little bit washed out looking. But this is a really cute Hoya. It is a fuzzy one, which I love, and typically the leaves are a really dark green, but like I said, mine's just a little bit bleached from really high light conditions. But it's doing well. Oh my gosh, I just noticed a peduncle. How cute. That would be so fun if this one flowered for me. Hopefully it will one day. I just think it's so cute. Like, I don't know, especially on this circle trellis. I really love this one, and it's so low maintenance. It just minds its own business. And yeah, it doesn't cause me any issues, so I really love this one. And the new leaves are so cute when they're coming in too, because they're fuzzy, dark and fuzzy. So yeah, really love Hoya Lei. The variegated ones are so pretty as well. And then we have Hoya Fitchii, which is just turned into this massive plant of mine. This lives in my Millsbow wide cabinet under Plant Spectrum 32 light, and it actually bloomed for the first time this year, so that was really exciting. Really cute flower. It bloomed twice actually, which was cool. But yeah, I don't know, this is just a really cute Hoya. I love the light veins on it. It's a very vigorous grower. It's just super easy going. I've grown this in different conditions and it's always done well. Very fast growing as well. Like, it always has so many leaves coming out. But yeah, I don't know, not too much to say. I feel like this is just one of those like staple Hoyas that you can't go wrong with. And I love that it bloomed for me this year. And then we have this stunning gal right here. This is my Hoya polyneura outer variegated, and this one has had a really great year. It's really started to fill out for me, which is wonderful, because my just solid green one is massive. It has just turned into an absolute beast, and I want my other polyneuras to grow out like that as well. So I ended up propagating this, adding the cuttings into the mother plant, and those are all growing now, and it's just really getting nice and lush. Like I said, I love polyneura so much, so of course the variegated variety is a must. And yeah, again, dark foliage with the creamy variegation does it for me every time. And I grow this one, well, I've moved it around a little bit. It's currently under Barina lights, and I'm hoping that that's not going to be too intense because I do like to keep my polyneuras, well, at least this one and my green one, in a little bit of lower light conditions because I do like to maintain that really dark color. So I'm going to keep an eye on, make sure it doesn't start bleaching on me. But yeah, I just love her so much. Super pretty plant. Okay, we are entering the top 20 with Hoya banguetensis. Now this is quite a crazy looking Hoya in terms of the way that mine is growing. But I love this Hoya so much. It has these cool long, look at the size of this one, like it's insane. It has these cool long, really thick, this thing is like cardboard leaves, which is very nice. But the reason that I wanted this one is for the blooms. They put out this gorgeous like pink and orange flower, so that's why I got it. Has it flowered for me yet? No, but in the meantime of waiting for it to flower one day, I have fallen in love with the foliage, especially the new leaves coming in, because they come in this like orangey color and then they obviously expand and harden off to the green. But something about elongated Hoya leaves, especially with the veins, like the thin veins running through, I don't know, I just like an elongated leaf, I think. I had this growing in my south window for the longest time and it was doing amazing. That's when I got this like massive leaf here. It was doing so well. And then I moved it into my IKEA greenhouse cabinet with the plant spectrum light above, and it just stopped growing when I put it in there. And I think it was because it wasn't getting the bright south light. So I recently moved it back onto the south window and it has exploded with all of these leaves on the top too. I know you can't really see the top, but there's a vine with a bunch of leaves coming out there, which is really cool. So I think I am going to chop this, propagate, and then repot into a bigger pot and continue to just fill this one out. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what the heck is going on with this vine. I think I need another clip. Yeah, this one, I mean, it's been hard to contain it for sure. It's a wild one, but it is just really cool and I'm really hoping to get flowers on this eventually. Okay, next we have my stunning Hoya serpens. Look at her. Oh my goodness, I love Hoya serpens so much. I love the tiny leaves, how dark it is, the texture of the leaves, like they really do look like little snake heads. It is such a unique plant. I love this one so much. I really want to take this out of my cabinet. It lives in my Mills Botal behind me here. And I just feel like I would appreciate it more outside the cabinet because it just kind of blends in there, and I've only ever grown it in there, so I feel like it's almost like it just gets lost in the sauce. I feel like I don't notice it very much, but whenever I take it out and look at it, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. So I think that I should try to move this out one day, but I'm scared because it's so happy in there, so I don't know. But yeah, it's just beautiful. Love this Hoya so much. It did go through a rough time last winter maybe, but it's bounced back and it's doing great again. Yeah, I love her so much. Honestly, I should make a backup, although I do have the silver one, so I technically have 2 Hoya serpens, but yeah, I don't know. I love her. She should probably be higher on the list, but this is what I mean. It got so hard to rank the top 20 because, like, I love them all. What's a girl to do? Okay, next on the list is, I can never remember if it's 038 or 039. Hoya UT039, Flores Island, 999. I need to remember that somehow. Anywho, she's absolutely stunning. This is like the queen of sunstressing in this household here. Yeah, just an immaculate Hoya, so pretty. I love the way that she is climbing, the way that her leaves are laying. Like, oh my goodness, chef's kiss. It's perfect, just perfect. Look at her. Like, are you joking? The prettiest Hoya in all the land. Yeah, she is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sun stressing just seals the deal. I fell in love with it before it even sun stressed in my care because the leaves are just really satisfying. I don't know. They're just like smooth and shiny when they first come out. Like, it's just a really pretty leaf. But then once it started sun stressing for me, I was like, you're joking. So yeah, I don't know. I just love her so much. Allegedly, she has cute pink blooms as well. Haven't experienced them myself, but yeah, I just appreciate her without her even flowering. Like, it's fine. Okay, and then we have my beautiful Hoya undulata. Another one that I just love so much. Another one that has some gorgeous sun stressing. This is like the king of dusty crusty leaves. Like, look at how decrepit it looks. Oh, I love it so much. And then you can see on some of them we have some pretty serious sun stressing, which is just gorgeous. New leaves up at the top there that are just coming in. Mine is so splashy too. So yeah, I love this particular one. I feel like this one has really good genetics, so I'm super thankful for it. Got this one from Cartel Down, which is really cool. But yeah, it's really settling in well for me. It is growing a lot. I have it living in my south window, my upper south window, so it gets blasted with light. This is a Hoya that I was really nervous about. I thought that it was going to be really finicky and really challenge me, but it's been so easy. So if this is on your wish list but you're scared, don't be, because I don't know, it's been very forgiving. It like, I had to cut it up when it arrived, but it rooted instantly. All the cuttings I took, it pushed out new leaves right away. Like, it was just a dream. So yeah, great plant. And I just love how like weird it is. Oh, and I would love for it to flower too. It has these like chunky teeth looking blooms that are just perfect. So one day. Okay, and then next we have a stand-up kind of Hoya. I cannot show you this one sitting down, so let me grab her. Is this all weird? There we go. Okay, my beautiful Hoya Crimson Queen. My regular viewers, you know her. She has been with me for many years at this point. And yeah, I just love this Hoya so much. I will always have this one in my collection. I feel like it is such a, I mean, it's not underrated because it's a popular Hoya, but I think since it's a common Hoya, people don't appreciate it as much as she maybe deserves. But I think that this is just stunning. Like, the variegation, the fact that this sunstress is so pink. Can you see these pink leaves right there? Like, she is just beautiful. Look at all that variegation. Oh my goodness, more pink. Yeah, such a gorgeous plant. This now flowers for me, which is wonderful. It flowered for me for the first time last summer, and she continued blooming this year. She's flowered twice already, which is awesome. You might be wondering why she's ranking at number 17 or whatever we're at, when normally this is in my top 3. And I think it's just because she's had a little bit of a hard year. She had flat mites, and I spent months dealing with that, and it was such a headache because she's so big, and I've had to prune her back a lot because she had a lot of damage, and I don't know, she just had some issues this year, so she's not like one of my top Hoyas. So yeah, I don't know, other Hoyas were just kind of stealing the show more than this one this particular year, but this will always be one of my top Hoyas in my heart. I just love her so much. So yeah, Hoya Crimson Queen. Oh, she's so heavy too, oh my gosh. Okay, number 15, Hoya paradisia. Now, admittedly, she's not looking her best right now. I don't really know why her leaves are looking kind of, I don't know, pale, and I don't know, there's something weird going on with them. But I'm so obsessed with this Hoya, you guys. The growth pattern on it, it really does it for me. Like, it just looks so cool. And the new leaves come out with a little bit of an orange tinge. I know these ones are pale and weird looking right now, but I still had to rank her at number 15 because she's been catching my eye all year. With this cool growth pattern. I love it so much. Maybe I need to repot? No, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I need to check for flat mites. who knows? But regardless, I just love this Hoya so much. So yeah, definitely one of my top favorites as of the past several months. I just love her leaves, her growth pattern, everything about her. She is stunning. Again, a thin-leaved Hoya though. Like, those are definitely the ones that I struggle with. And she lives on my Vitsto shelf under Barina lights. Okay, and then we have my beautiful Hoya lacunosa mint coin. This is just perfection to me. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the leaves on this plant. I love that I have it on this circle trellis. I think that it looks just so beautiful. This is obviously a silver Hoya, and I like that it has almost like a speckled look to it, if you can see that. The leaves are really smooth. This thing grows like crazy. She is a prolific bloomer, as many Hoya lacunosa are. Mine doesn't bloom a lot because I have it in the Millsbow wide cabinet, and it sits on the bottom, so it's kind of far from the grow light. So it hasn't bloomed inside the cabinet, but when I had it outside of the cabinet closer to the south window, it would bloom for me. But I'm okay with it not blooming because lacunosa blooms aren't my favorite, so I don't really care whether she flowers or not. But just these leaves, like, they are just stunning. So yeah, that's why I love this one. It is so low maintenance, so fast growing. Highly recommend if you're looking for a smaller leafed silver Hoya. Okay, we have another silver one, and that is my Hoya pubicalyx silver. This one is very like pinky lavendery right now because it's been getting so much sun in the south window, possibly too much sun, but that's okay. It's just really like, it's almost like gray looking. It's such an interesting sun's dressing. Yeah, she's like lilac. It's actually quite pretty. But yeah, this plant has been doing pretty well. I recently put it on this oval trellis from Mossify that I found at my local plant shop. And I think that it looks really nice on this one. I had to untangle this super long vine. I didn't even realize that it had this growing straight up into my Hoya David Cumingii. It was completely wrapped around that plant, and I took it down and I was gonna just cut it off, but there is a peduncle here, so I will leave it and see if any leaves develop on it. But yeah, I love pubicalyx. I love the blooms, and I don't have my original pubicalyx in my collection anymore, but I'm very happy to have this silver one growing, and I'm hoping that it'll flower for me one day. Just a really pretty Hoya, and it's been super easy to grow so far also. Okay, next, this Hoya has really been stealing the show this year. This is my Hoya Mathilde Silver, and she has, I think, 11 clusters of flowers on her right now. I don't know if they will all be showing up on camera, but yeah, wow, so many blooms coming in. It is just crazy. Look at all of them on her. It's too bad she had an open one, but they just dropped like 2 days ago, so it's too bad that I don't have those to show you, but she's gonna be opening a whole bunch of them soon. So very prolific bloomer. This one flowers a ton compared to my darker Mathilde because I grow this one on my south facing window. The south facing window is magic for getting Hoyas to bloom. I think that almost all, well, no, that's not true, but most of my Hoya that do bloom in my collection are the ones that are in the south window. There are some that bloom under the Barinas, like I said, but the south window, it really just gets them going. So yeah, I'm loving how much she's blooming for me, and I also love her silver foliage. So pretty. Yeah, this is my first year for any Mathilde to bloom in my collection, so it's crazy that this one bloomed, my dark green one bloomed, and now this one has just basically been in constant bloom since it first bloomed for me. So yeah, we have a lot of flowers on this one, which is really nice, and they're so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love Mathilde flowers so much. So yeah, that has just been, it's just been a joy to grow, honestly. Okay, and then we have a big one. Oh my goodness, coming in at number 11. Hoya polyneura broguette, or the silver polyneura. This one is in a wally grow planter, so this also lives on my plant wall, getting light from my Soltech Highland track light, and it absolutely loves it. When I was talking about my outer variegated and my green polyneura, well, I haven't shown that one yet, but I mentioned that I like to grow them in lower light. So I was nervous to put this one on the plant wall because the Soltech light is powerful, so I didn't know if it was going to be too much for it, but I thought, since it's a silver one, I feel like it could stand to have some more light, so I'll just try it out and see how it goes. And I was right. This plant absolutely loves getting a lot of light, and the leaves are huge, you guys. I feel like it's partially because I have a plant with really great genetics, but the leaves are just massive. They are so pretty. Let me make sure this is focusing for you to appreciate them. Well, hopefully it's focusing, but oh my goodness, it's just so pretty. I love polyneura so much, and I love silver Hoyas so much, so this is just like the ultimate combo. She's really been going through a growth spurt, so I'm hoping that that's just going to continue and that eventually she will bloom for me, because this is my one polyneura that I do grow in bright light. So I think that if any of my polyneuras are going to bloom, it's going to be her, because she is getting the light. Although, like I said, in there it's a little bit cooler temperature, so I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Okay, this is the top 10, y'all. Coming in hot at number 10. Hoya Bertoniae variegated, inner variegated, I guess. I am so obsessed with this Hoya because of the texture. It is a fuzzy matte texture, and the variegation is just so stunning. It has that almost like watercolory kind of variegation, very minty looking, also gets sun stressed if you give it high enough light. Mine hasn't been getting a ton of light lately, so she doesn't have any pink on her, but yeah, I just feel like this is such an underrated Hoya. Like, why do more people not rave about this Hoya? I don't know. I think that it's so pretty. Puts out cute pink blooms. Mine's never bloomed, but obviously it's still a pretty small plant. Every time I see it, I'm just like, you're so perfect. Like, it looks flawless. This is another one that looks like a fake plant. Like, it's just stunning. And I love the added bonus of the fuzzy texture. It just has everything, honestly. I think that it's perfect, and I highly recommend. You can find these at the big box store. They're not a fancy, expensive Hoya. Well, I think you're fancy, but you're not expensive, which is nice. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Similarly, another small leaf variegated Hoya. This is my Hoya Hushkuliana inner variegated, and this Hoya, I mean, I've shown this a lot on my channel. It is perfection. Again, it is just such a watercolory variegation looking plant. I think that it is so pretty. And mine is incredibly easy to grow. I've heard some people have trouble with theirs, but I don't know. Mine has just always grown like a weed for me. I don't do anything special for this one. It does now live on my, in a wally grow. It's not planted in the wally grow, so I just took this out, but it lives on my plant wall under my Soltech Highland light. And this one actually is flowering. So that is kind of cool. We have some little pink flowers right there. I think, is there some there too? I know there's a few. It's hard for me to see back here. I think there's another cluster of them. So cute. And I know a lot of people say that they don't care for the flowers on this plant, or they're just like underwhelming, but honestly I disagree. I feel like they add such just a cute little pop of pink, and they perfectly suit this plant. I love that they're so okay, goodbye. I just knocked them off. But I love that they're so like tight in the foliage, because some peduncles are really long and hang down, and I do love that on a lot of Hoyas, but for this one it really works to just have the flowers like tucked in there so nicely. I don't know, I just think that they're so stinking cute. I love this Hoya so much, and this is one that I always recommend as well because I think it's incredibly beautiful. It's easygoing. The only thing that I think is not easy with this one is propagation. I've only tried to propagate it, I think, once to send cuttings to someone, and I remember it being a pain in the butt, and I've also heard other people say that too, so that could be her downfall, but other than that, she is perfection. Okay, so speaking of the long dangly peduncles, this is a Hoya that I absolutely love that feature on. This is my Hoya mirabilis, and this is shooting up to becoming one of my all-time favorite Hoyas. I am obsessed with this plant. I think that it's so pretty. Again, we have elongated leaves, which I love. We have dark foliage, which I love. We have a little bit of splashing, and we have really unique, in my opinion, flowers. So unfortunately mine's not in flower right now, but I do have 3 juicy peduncles which are going to open up into flowers soon. So that's very fun. And like, look at how long. I love how they're dangling down like that. It's so satisfying. But these flowers are like gray and yellow. The color is so interesting. It's like nothing else in my collection. And I just think that that makes it stand out so much. And that in combination with the beautiful foliage, this is just a perfect plant for me, honestly. This is a really prolific bloomer as well. It bloomed for me for the first time this summer. And I feel like this is one of these Hoya that once they bloom, it just like unlocks constant blooming, because as soon as it gave me the first flower, a bunch more came on the way. And I love when Hoyas are like that. So I'm really excited to see this one continue to bloom for me. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's a perfect Hoya. Again, like these are all, I feel like my top 10 is just like perfect, perfect, perfect. No criticisms. Yeah, and I would recommend them to anyone. Okay, number 7 goes to Hoya villosa. I think this is the caudang variety. I love this Hoya so much. The leaves are an absolute dream on this one. Like, just look at that. Look at how like divoty they are and veiny they are and dark and shiny. This Hoya is shiny, but it's fuzzy, which I find really appealing because I find that many fuzzy Hoya have like a matte finish to them, which is pretty, and I do like that as well. But this one, it's shiny and it stays pretty shiny. The new leaves come in very shiny, but I feel like they all stay kind of shiny, and this is kind of dusty right now, to be honest. My plants are coming due for a shower soon, but I don't know, this is another perfect Hoya for me. It has been such an easygoing plant. It doesn't demand anything. It has just hung out on the back of my shelf looking pretty. This has been grown under Barina grow lights on my Vitsto shelf. However, I just recently moved it to my Calyx shelf where it's getting natural light, just because I wanted to be able to see it more often, because it was just like at the back of the shelf, and I don't know, it was just kind of blending in with everything. So I took it out and moved it, and yeah, we'll see how it does in natural light. I'm sure it'll do fine, but yeah, it's never caused me any issues, and these leaves are so dreamy to me. I actually really want to get the like longer leafed villosa or globulosa. I think those names are interchangeable, I don't really know, but this is like a more compact leaf, whereas this comes in like a long leaf version as well, and I really want that one because I don't know, this is just like a perfect Hoya leaf for me. Like, I can't get enough. I love it so much. So yeah, Hoya villosa caudang, stunning. Baby leaves coming in as well, and it also has a peduncle, but it hasn't flowered for me yet. Okay, y'all, coming in at number 6 is none other than my Hoya Wilbur Graves, which I love so much, and this always ranks pretty high, I think, in my Hoya collection videos, for good reason. But this has been a particularly exciting year for my Hoya Wilbur Graves because it has flowered for the first time, and not only once, it has flowered multiple times, and it continues to flower. And this, okay, let me see if I can put it down while I talk to you without breaking any blooms off here. This is exciting for me because I I don't know, I feel like carnosa varieties are really slow to flower for me. And yes, I have had this for a few years before it finally did flower for me. But oh my gosh. Okay, this bundle is on its way out, so they keep dropping. This one opened a little bit after this one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just always have low expectations when it comes to my carnosas, probably because I had to wait so long for my Crimson Queen and she still only gives me like one bloom at a time. But the Wilbur Grapes has been doing the most, putting out these gorgeous white blooms. Yeah, absolutely stunning. So not only do we have those two, but we also have a little mini cluster right here. And we have more on the way in multiple spots. So yeah, I have just been loving seeing this flower or seeing this plant bloom so much. That in combination with the gorgeous silver foliage, like you can't beat it. I would love this Hoya if it didn't flower at all, if it just was the foliage. So the fact that I can have this beautiful foliage and also see flowers on it is just so amazing. So yeah, obviously obsessed with this one. This was for a long time living under a Soltec light in my bedroom, but I've moved it out, and this might be why it's flowering, because I've moved it into a warmer location, which is this like main part of the house. So I've moved it out to the Vitcho shelf, and it's getting light from the Rousseau light that's mounted there, and like a little bit of ambient light from the Barinas beside it. But it's not being blasted by light. It really isn't. So yeah, I think it likes the heat out here, maybe. But yeah, anywho, I just love this one so much, and it's so exciting that it flowered this year. Okay, we are entering the top 5. This one, number 5 that I'm gonna show you is the last one that's a sit down plant, and then my top 4 are all standing plants that I need to take down and stand up to show you. So yeah, we're almost done. This is number 5, my Hoya Argentea Princess. I love this one so much. I've been talking about it a lot lately because it has started growing for me. I got this as a 2 or 3 leaf cutting, I want to say. Maybe 2 leaf cutting, I think. And it took the longest time to start growing, but it was worth the wait because now it is growing and it is absolutely stunning. Literally a dream plant because it combines minty silvery coloring with variegation, and it also has that like matte, it's not really, I mean it has a slight fuzz to it, but it's not super, well, I mean I guess the new leaves are a little bit fuzzy, but it's definitely very matte looking and very minty. And then it has like the pink stem. I just think the coloring on this is otherworldly. It is so pretty, and I feel so lucky to have this in my collection. Every new leaf is exciting. Oh my goodness, and this one's getting a little bit of pink. The camera probably won't even pick it up, but I think that these can sun stress really nicely. I just don't have mine under super bright light. It actually lives in my Millsbow tall cabinet with the Plant Spectrum 16 light. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, if I'm gonna trellis it, if I'm gonna let it trail, when I'm gonna move it out of the cabinet, I don't know. I'm just kind of appreciating it in there for now while it's small before I really am forced to make a decision. But yeah, I don't know, I just love this one so much. It is perfection, beautiful, stunning, and I can see why this was such a highly sought after Hoya when it, you know, a couple years ago when it was super pricey, because it is just so different and so mesmerizing. So yeah, love this one very much. Okay, it's actually insane how large my Hoya compacta has gotten. Like, it's huge, you guys. It is huge, and it's very heavy. But yeah, number 4, Hoya compacta. This is always going to be one of my top Hoyas. It's just a classic in my collection. I grew this out from a plant that was about that big, 1 strand, in 2019 is when I got it, I think. And it has grown into this massive plant, and it's just been such a rewarding plant to grow. I love her so much. This will always be one of my favorites, like I said. She's especially gone turbocharged this past year because I moved her to the south facing window. I feel like I'm holding like a snake or something, but I moved her to the south window. She absolutely loves the bright light there. I was really hoping it would encourage some blooms for this year, because this plant has bloomed for me before, but not in years. It bloomed for me when it was getting good light and warmth one year, and then I just had it in lower light conditions, so it didn't bloom for a while. And then this year I was like, or last year, whenever I moved it back to the window, I was like, okay, this next growing season I'm gonna get some flowers. But unfortunately it hasn't happened yet, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. She will bloom when she is ready. She's actually getting a little sun bleached on the side that faces the window. If you can see this side, she's like a really light green. But yeah, just an amazing plant. Like, this is insane. So yeah, Hoya compacta, number 4. Okay, coming in at number 3, and I know you're probably like, what the heck, because I'm pretty sure this year this is always my number 1 Hoya, because this is probably overall my number 1 favorite Hoya, but I'm just trying to go based on the year that we're in, like which ones are really standing out to me the most. So number 3 is Hoya linearis. Obviously this one is always going to be in my top 3, or just one of my top Hoya in general. I love her so much. I feel like this is such a unique plant. There is not another Hoya that is quite like it. I love the way that it trails and drapes. I actually have another one in a UFO planter in the bedroom, but this is my, well, this is 2, as you can see. 2 separate pots in this like long planter to form a kind of like drapey curtain situation. But yeah, this is such a long plant. I couldn't possibly, it's touching the ground right now, so this is over 6 feet long. It's just huge and it's very heavy. Maybe I'll just take one out. Okay, yeah, she's in this lightweight plastic pot. They both are. And the terracotta as a cover pot, because it's really heavy and it keeps these from falling off of the tall windowsill. I grow this in a south window and she loves it. Dries out fast though, so I definitely don't keep up with watering as much as I should, but I find this to be a really easygoing Hoya, very tolerant of underwatering, very tolerant of different lighting conditions, extremely easy to propagate. It is just the perfect plant. So yeah, if you're into trailing plants, you have to have Hoya linearis in your collection, because just look how jungly she is. Like, I'm obsessed. I was actually thinking about creating a 3rd one, or I guess a 4th one, to go on my Visto shelf, because what's nice about Hoya linearis is that it doesn't matter where the light source is coming from, it's gonna look good from every angle, because it doesn't really have a distinct front and back of the leaf. So it just looks dainty and beautiful trailing wherever you have it growing. So again, this is another just OG plant in my collection that I will always have. The only thing is, this has never flowered for me. I don't know how I've, you know, been able to grow this out to be such a beast, but yet I've never gotten linearis flowers. Make it make sense, I don't know. Bummer for me, but I will just be extra excited the day that it finally happens, I guess. Anywho, she's very heavy, so I'm gonna put her back now. Okay, coming in at number 2, the Hoya that I have not been able to stop talking about this year, the Hoya that I have been yelling at everyone to get if you want a Hoya that's going to be constantly flowering for you. Hoya cumingiana herself. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this Hoya. I literally every day I look at it and I just am in awe and I admire it, because every single day she has multiple flowers on her. Give you a close-up of them. Like, she really is that girl when it comes to flowering. Cutest pink flowers, pink and yellow. Like, how adorable can you be? They're fuzzy, and yeah, she's covered in them. It's hard to, she is getting long, so it's hard to show all of her, but there's just multiple flowers all over her. And I do find her growth pattern foliage wise to be really just dainty as well. Look at, there's all these flowers that are about to open up on the top here. Oh my gosh, I just love her so much. But yeah, I find the way that she trails, the way that she grows to be just really pretty, dainty, delicate. I love that the leaves have a darker margin to them. Like, I just think, I bought this for the flowers, not the foliage, but I fell in love with the foliage. I just find it to be really pretty, but it's the flowers. I just, it makes my day, honestly, to just be able to look at this plant and see her covered in cute pink flowers. Yeah, I just think that she is wonderful and very easy care. This lives in my south window, so she loves, you know, getting highlight. Although the plants that are hanging in my south window don't get a ton of direct light in this window right here because they're covered by like the roof coming down. So she gets bright light, but it's mostly indirect. But yeah, just such an amazing Hoya, and I never hear anyone talk about this one, so I have taken it upon myself personally to be this plant spokesperson, because what the heck, like, it's just amazing, and I wish I would have known about it sooner so that I could have gotten her sooner. But I've only had this for a year and a half maybe, and she has grown into a pretty decent sized plant, and she bloomed so quickly for me. So yeah, I highly recommend this one. And now, the Hoya that is ranking #1 in my collection for 2025, Hoya polyneura, just the regular green form. Look at how stunning. I stare at this plant all the time because I cannot believe that I've grown it out like this. Like, it shocks me, you guys, how beautiful this plant is. Oh my goodness, she is lush, like just so full and lush. The growth pattern of polyneura, the way that she drapes, like, she's just perfect. I love this plant so much. And this one looking so amazing has definitely, or is what inspired me to want the other ones. So now I have the outer variegated, the inner variegated, the broguette. There is some like weird new variety as well that looks like really almost like tiger stripey or something. I forget what it's called, but I'm just obsessed with polyneura, and I want to have all of them, and it's all because I'm so in love with this one. Yeah, it really just has been her year. Actually, she looked great last year as well, but she's just continuing to just look better and better. I don't know how she does it. This lives basically right behind me here, on top of the Millsbow wide cabinet. She gets natural light. She's a few feet away from a south window. She doesn't get a ton of direct light. At this time of year, some of the light is coming in, but most of the time it's just indirect, and she loves that. This is definitely a low light tolerant and low light preferring plant, I would say. I'm just gonna take her out of here because I need to remind myself to water her before I put her back. She's just in this small, well, it's 5-inch, so it's not super small, but this 5-inch clear pot, and you can see she has tons of roots. She could probably stand a repot or an upsize soon, so I'll probably get to that. But I don't think it's any rush. Like, she's fine with being a little bit root bound. But yeah, I don't know. I love her so much. I'm so thankful to have this one. I got this plant a long time ago in 2019 or 2020, probably 2019 honestly, and in 2021 I think it was, I got a thrips infestation, and the first plant that got attacked that I found the thrips on was my polyneura. So unfortunately I had to cut it completely up, and I grew this back out from a small, like a 2 or 3 leaf cutting, and I've just been patient, and it's grown out to this. So yeah, I'm just very proud of this plant. I love it a lot, and 2020 me would be shook to see this today. So yeah, I hope that y'all enjoy her as well. Oh yeah, I need to water her. See, I would have forgot. Okay, so that is officially my entire Hoya collection. I think, hopefully I didn't miss anyone, but yeah, I love Hoyas so much. They've really brought me so much joy, and over the past couple of years I've really discovered that it's one of my favorite, well, do I say favorite genus? Hoya may be my favorite genus. I might agree to that. Agree to saying that. Definitely one of my faves, if not my top fave. They just bring me so much joy, especially with the flowering, and there's just so much variety in the foliage. I find them so fun to grow. So yeah, I'm really thankful for all of them. I will link below my trellises that I use, pots that I use, the dragonfly clips, anything that I think is relevant, maybe some of the shops that a lot of my Hoya have come from. I do have a discount for Plant Haven Toronto and a lot of my Hoya are from there. So yeah, check below for links if there's anything you're looking for. And if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below. Like I said, I would love to hear from you. I love chatting Hoya. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!